The sky above the ruined city burned with slow, silent fire. Broken satellites fell like dying stars, leaving white lines across the dark blue atmosphere. June Park stood behind a shattered wall of concrete and steel, his rifle shaking in his hands. The air smelled of smoke, melted metal, and dust. Earth had lost the orbitals 3 hours ago. Everyone on the ground knew what that meant. The alien fleet hung above the planet like cold gods. Their ships were smooth and black, shaped like blades and bones. They did not rush. They did not need to. Every defense Earth had built over decades was gone in one short war. Missiles failed. Lasers failed. Even hope felt thin now. June was not a soldier by training. He was a systems engineer before the war, working on power grids and transport lines. When the invasion began, he volunteered with the local defense force because there was no one else left. He had learned to shoot in 2 weeks and learned to be afraid in 1 night. A group of civilians huddled behind him in the remains of a subway entrance. Old people, children, a woman holding a baby who would not stop crying. June kept his body between them and the open street. His radio crackled, then went dead. No orders were coming. No help was on the way. The street ahead shook as something heavy landed. The ground cracked. June leaned out just enough to see alien soldiers move through the smoke. They were tall, armored, and moved with calm purpose. Their weapons glowed with a dull blue light. They did not shout. They did not run. They walked forward as if the city already belonged to them. June swallowed and raised his rifle. His finger tightened. He fired. The shot struck one of them in the chest. The alien staggered, but did not fall. Blue energy flared, and the armor absorbed the impact. Several heads turned toward June's position. He fired again. And again, the aliens returned fire. A beam cut through the wall near his head, turning concrete into glowing liquid. June ducked as chunks of stone fell around him. The civilians screamed, "Move!" June shouted, "Down the tunnel. Go now." They hesitated, frozen by fear. June stood up, stepped into the open street, and fired wildly. He knew it was useless, but it bought seconds. Seconds were everything. Another beam hit the ground at his feet and threw him backward. His rifle skidded away. Pain exploded through his side. He tasted blood. When he tried to stand, a shadow fell over him. She stood taller than the others. Her armor was different, marked with sharp silver lines and symbols June did not recognize. Her helmet folded back, revealing a face that was not human, but also not monstrous. Smooth skin the color of dark bronze. Eyes bright and steady, like polished stone. No rage, no joy, only focus. She looked down at him as if he were something rare. June coughed and tried to reach for his rifle. A glowing blade stopped inches from his hand. "Enough," she said. Her voice came through a translator, calm and clear. Behind her, the other alien soldiers halted. The street grew quiet except for distant explosions. June laughed weakly. "Go ahead," he said. "Finish it." She did not. Instead, her eyes shifted past him, toward the subway entrance. She saw the civilians moving now, guided by fear and June's last command. She watched until they vanished into the dark. Then she looked back at him. "You stood when retreat was advised," she said. "You defended non-combatants while outmatched." June frowned. "Is this the part where you explain why you kill us?" She tilted her head slightly. "This is the part where I decide your fate." She turned and spoke in her own language. Sharp sounds, commanding tones. The other soldiers stepped back. She faced June again and lowered her blade. "By the rights of my people," she said, "I claim you." June blinked. "You what?" You are a prize of war, she said simply. Cold fear settled in his chest. I'm not property. She studied him for a long moment. You misunderstand. Energy restraints formed around his wrists, gentle but firm. He expected pain. There was none. She helped him stand. Her grip was strong, steady. Not cruel. As they walked past the battlefield, June saw more human fighters surrendering or being captured. He saw alien medics tending to wounded on both sides. The sight confused him more than the fighting had. They boarded a transport ship. The door sealed with a deep hum. June slumped against the wall, exhausted. Blood soaked his uniform. His vision blurred. She removed part of her armor and knelt in front of him. My name is Hana Kai, she said. I am a commander. June Park, he replied. Just a guy who didn't want people to die. Hana considered this. That is why you were chosen. The ship lifted into the air. Through a small window, June saw the city shrinking below. Fires burned across it like wounds. Earth lost, June said quietly. Hana did not deny it. The battle is over. And what happens to me? She looked at him with something close to respect. You will be under my protection, she said. No harm will come to you by my order. June closed his eyes. He did not know if he should feel relief or terror. As the ship rose toward the waiting fleet. One truth settled deep in his mind. The war was finished, but something far stranger had just begun. June woke to a soft humming sound and white light. For a moment, he thought he was dead. His body felt light, almost floating. Then pain returned, dull and steady, and he remembered the city, the fire, and the alien commander. He lay on a narrow bed made of smooth metal. The room was clean and quiet. The air smelled strange, but not bad, like rain and cold stone. Thin bands of light moved slowly across the walls. June tried to sit up. A sharp ache ran through his side, and he groaned. Do not move yet, a calm voice said. He turned his head. Hana Kai stood near the wall, her armor gone. She wore a simple dark uniform instead. Without the armor, she looked less like a warrior and more like a person, though still clearly not human. You were injured, she said. Your body required repair. June frowned. You fixed me? Yes. He looked down. His torn uniform was gone. Clean bandages covered his side. He flexed his fingers and toes. Everything worked. You could have let me die, he said. That would have been dishonorable, Hannah replied. June let out a short laugh. Your honor system is confusing. Hannah accepted this without offense. Yours is as well. She stepped closer. You are aboard my command vessel. No one may harm you here. Because I'm a prize, June said. Yes. He looked at her sharply. You keep saying that like it's a good thing. In my culture, it is, she answered. A prize of war is not taken lightly. June swung his legs off the bed and stood slowly. His balance wavered, but he did not fall. Hana watched but did not touch him. What does being a prize mean? He asked. It means you are under my responsibility, she said. Your life reflects upon my honor. And if I try to escape? She thought for a moment. Then I would stop you. But I would not punish you for trying. That answer unsettled him more than a threat would have. A soft tone sounded. The wall shifted, opening into a wide corridor. June saw other aliens moving through the ship. Some looked at him with open curiosity. None showed anger. You're not treating us like slaves, June said. We did not come to enslave your species, Hana replied. We came to end resistance. That's not better, he said. It is different, she corrected. They walked slowly through the ship. June noticed windows showing Earth far below, wrapped in clouds and fire. The sight made his chest tight. is everyone else? He could not finish the question. Your people are being contained, Hana said. Medical aid is being given where needed. Contained, June repeated. Yes. They entered a chamber with a wide table and floating screens. Symbols and images moved across them. Hana touched one, and a human face appeared. Myra Lee, June said in surprise. That Myra looked tired but alive. June? You look awful. Nice to see you too, he said. Myra's eyes shifted to Hana. So this is her? Yes, June said carefully. I am Hana Kai, Hana said. I hold him by right of war. Myra crossed her arms. That's not how humans work. I am learning that, Hana replied. Myra leaned closer to the screen. June, Earth Command is not happy. They think this is a trick. It might be, June said. Hana did not deny it. All war contains tricks. This is not one of them. Myra raised an eyebrow. You expect us to believe that? I expect you to observe my actions, Hana said. The call ended soon after. June stood in silence. You let her see me, he said. Yes, you did not forbid it. I didn't know I could. You can speak freely, Hana said. Within reason. They moved to a viewing deck. Stars stretched across the dark like scattered ice. The alien fleet moved with slow, careful order. You won, June said. Yes. Then why act like you still need to prove something? Hana looked at him. Because victory without respect is unstable. He met her gaze. You think marrying a human will fix that? Her eyes did not waver. It will begin something new. June felt his heart race. You're serious. I do not make war claims lightly, she said. He turned away, staring at the stars. Humanity had lost the war, but they were still here, still breathing, still watching. For the first time since the invasion, June felt that the future was not already decided. That frightened him more than defeat ever had. Time moved differently on the alien ship. There was no clear day or night, only soft changes in light and sound. June counted the hours by his own body, by hunger, by tiredness, by the moments when his thoughts became too heavy to hold. He was given a small private room. The door never locked, but guards stood nearby. They did not watch him like a prisoner. They watched him like something important. Hana visited often. Sometimes she spoke. Sometimes she only stood and observed him in silence. June did not know which was worse. On one visit, she brought food. It was simple, warm, and shaped in careful portions. June tested it slowly, expecting pain or sickness. It tasted plain but good. You prepared this for me? He asked. Yes, Hana said. It matches your biology. You went through a lot of effort. That is expected, she replied. June set the tray aside. I need you to explain something clearly. She nodded. You said you want to marry me, he said. Not as a joke. Not as a threat. That is correct. Why? Hana took a moment before answering. Because you represent your species at its most honest. You fought knowing you would lose. You protected others instead of yourself. You did not beg. That makes me a good soldier, June said. Not a husband. In my culture, they are often the same, she replied. He rubbed his face. Humans don't work like that. I am aware, Hana said. That is why I'm learning. She touched a control on the wall. A screen appeared, showing recordings. Humans speaking, debates, protests, soldiers arguing with leaders. You question authority openly, she said. You argue even after defeat. We don't stop thinking just because we lose, June said. Hana watched the screen. That is unusual. It's human, he replied. Later, June was escorted to a council chamber. Several alien leaders appeared as glowing images. Their voices were sharp and formal. Hana stood beside him, straight and proud. He is weak, one of them said. One human does not matter. He matters because he chooses. Hana answered. Another voice spoke. You risk instability. I accept that risk, Hana said. June realized then that she was not only defending him. She was standing against her own people. After the council ended, June let out a breath he did not know he was holding. They don't like me, he said. They do not understand you, Hana replied. There is a difference. That same cycle, Myra Lee arrived in person. She was brought in under guard, but walked with her head high. When she saw June, she smiled with relief. You look better, she said. Give it time, he replied. Myra turned to Hana. You're pushing this fast. Yes, Hana said. Time creates resistance. Humans need time, Myra said. We don't accept bonds forced by war. I am not forcing him, Hana replied. Myra looked at June. Are you sure? June hesitated. No, but I'm still here. Myra sighed. That sounds like you. As talks continued, news spread across Earth and the fleet. Humans were not being wiped out. Cities were damaged, but aid followed conquest. The alien commanders seemed cautious, even careful. Human resistance groups noticed this. They began to change tactics. Instead of pure violence, they organized evacuations, repairs, and communication networks. Even defeated, humans adapted. Hana watched reports with growing interest. They rebuild under pressure, she said. That is rare. We don't wait for permission, June replied. One alert broke the calm. A rival alien faction moved toward Earth's orbit, seeing weakness and opportunity. They did not honor claims. They did not negotiate. Alarms echoed through the ship. Human commanders offered help. They shared tactics. Old satellite paths. Hidden defense codes. They are helping us, an alien officer said in disbelief. They are defending their home. Hana answered. June stood beside her as humans and aliens worked together for the first time. Different minds. Different instincts. One goal. The rival fleet was driven back after a hard fight. Losses were taken on both sides. But Earth remained standing. Afterward, Hana turned to June. Your people fought even after defeat, she said. Not for pride. For survival. That's humanity, June said quietly. Hana straightened. Then hear this clearly. I will not claim you as a symbol alone. I will stand with you as an equal. June met her eyes. For the first time, he did not see a conqueror. He saw a choice. And humanity, as always, was defined by what it chose to do next. The ship did not celebrate the victory. There were no cheers or loud sounds. Instead, the halls filled with quiet movement and low voices. Repairs began at once. Wounded from both sides were treated in the same medical bays. June spent long hours watching humans and aliens work side by side. They did not trust each other yet, but they learned fast. Hands passed tools. Data screens were shared. When problems appeared, someone solved them. No matter the species. Hana noticed everything. Your people do not waste time, she said as they stood on the command deck. We can't afford to, June replied. We never could. A message arrived from Earth's remaining leadership. Dae Kim appeared on the screen, his face tired but sharp. You're asking for joint defense. Dae said to Hana, That's not a small thing. I am offering shared survival, Hana replied. Your world has value beyond conquest. Dae looked at June. And you're okay with this? June answered honestly. I don't know. But running from it won't help. Talks grew tense. Some humans called June a traitor. Some aliens called Hana reckless. Pressure came from every side. One night, June sat alone, staring at Earth through the viewing window. Hana approached quietly. You are troubled, she said. I'm standing between two worlds, June replied. And both might break. Hannah was silent for a long moment. In my culture, unity is tested by sacrifice. What kind? Personal, she said. The next cycle, Hannah made her choice public. Before the council, before her fleet, she declared that Earth would not be ruled. It would be protected as an ally. She offered herself as guarantee. Gasps echoed through the chamber. This weakens us, one leader argued. It strengthens us, Hannah answered. Humans resist domination, but they honor bonds. She turned to June. I will not force you, she said clearly. If you refuse, I will still protect your people. All eyes turned to him. June felt fear, doubt, and anger twist inside him. Then he thought of the civilians in the subway, of humans repairing ships they did not own, of refusing to kneel, even when broken. I won't accept chains, June said, but I will accept choice. A low murmur spread. Hannah inclined her head. Then stand with me. The rival alien faction returned sooner than expected, striking at the edges of the fleet. This time, humans were ready. Using captured systems and fast planning, they predicted enemy moves. Human pilots flew alongside alien fighters. Different designs, same courage. June coordinated emergency systems, his old skills finally useful again. When a power grid failed, he rerouted energy in seconds. The enemy withdrew after heavy losses. Silence followed. Hannah addressed her people. Humans fight even when hope is thin. That is not weakness. She turned to June once more. My claim was born of war. What comes next must be born of peace. June nodded slowly. Earth was still scarred, still hurting. But it stood. And across the stars, a new truth spread. Humanity did not win by force, that endured by choice. The days that followed were quiet in a way that felt strange. There were no alarms, no sudden attacks. Ships moved into steady patrol patterns. Supplies flowed toward Earth. Repairs continued without pause. June returned to the planet for the first time since his capture. He stood on solid ground again, feeling gravity pull at his bones. Cities were damaged, but not dead. People worked in the streets, clearing rubble and setting up power lines. Hannah walked beside him, her presence drawing careful looks. Some humans stared with anger, others with fear, a few with open curiosity. She's really here, someone whispered. Yes, June said quietly. She is. Myra Lee joined them near a temporary command center. You picked a hard path, she told June. Humans always do, he replied. Earth's leaders met with Hannah and her council. Long talks followed. Laws, orders, limits, protection without control. It was slow and difficult. Hannah did not push. She listened. That is new, Dae Kim said to June later. She learns. June answered. When the final agreement was reached, it surprised both sides. Earth would remain free. The alien fleet would defend it from outside threats. No ruler, no tribute. Only alliance. The marriage came last. It was not grand. No throne, no victory parade. It was held on neutral ground, under an open sky. Humans and aliens stood together, uncertain but present. Hannah spoke first. This bond is not ownership. It is responsibility. June answered. This bond is not surrender. It is choice. They joined hands. Across the stars, the message spread. Humanity had lost its first interstellar war, and still it stood. Months later, Earth's skies were clear again. Trade ships passed where warships once ruled. Human engineers worked alongside alien builders, learning faster than anyone expected. June watched children laugh near a rebuilt park. Hannah stood beside him. Your people recover quickly, she said. We don't have another option, he replied. She looked at him, something softer in her eyes. "I am glad you chose to stay." "So am I," June said. Humanity's name began to carry weight beyond its strength. It was spoken with caution, with respect, not because humans conquered the stars, but because they refused to break. And that, in the end, was their greatest victory.